We are the Trumbull High Stand Club. We urge you to make genocide prevention a priority.
tumaze kwambara papa baraje nawe yabyumvishije abaraje aratubwira ati bana banjye tugiye gupfa ati ubwo birarangiye nyine bagiye kudutemagura ariko twasize abantu barimo kuboroga abandi bahiye abacitse amaguru baratemye bararuha batera amagranade bararuha bashyiramo ibishyitsi n'amamatera na za essence baratwika.
After the Holocaust, we said never again. Did we really mean it?
Genocide is one of the most difficult foreign policy challenges for the last 100 years. And we've almost uniformly failed to confront it.
I think it's also important to look at the places where there are mass atrocity conflicts going on, not just what's technically been called genocide. The conflicts that are going on are not unknown. It's what we're going to do about it.
The Genocide Prevention Task Force brought together some of the major policy actors from the last few administrations to produce a set of specific policy recommendations that would say, this is a priority. We're going to organize ourselves to make sure that never again is a real commitment of the U.S. government.
The Genocide Prevention Task Force found that genocide is preventable. The past U.S. government responses to threats of genocide were almost entirely ad hoc. There was a lack of a structure in place to raise these issues to senior decision makers and prompt action on them on a timely basis.
We've seen our entire system devoted to dealing with a conflict once it's already started. Far easier, less bloody, less expensive to try and intercede when you see the roots of these conflicts. Cut things off before the violence really begins.
One of the most important shifts recommended by this report is really a shift of mindset. When we act early, we save lives and we save money.
Preventing genocide is not only something we should do for humanitarian reasons or for moral reasons, but that it's actually in the U.S. national interest to do so. When we see genocide take place, it fuels instability in corrupt places where we see other kinds of problems that threaten our interests. The American people actually do care about preventing genocide.
There's a growing sense of people of conscience that we're not going to let this continue.
We're well aware that Congress cares about this, but they also have to have the tools to do something about it. The GPTF recommendations are giving our leaders the tools to be able to succeed.
This time when we say never again, it's a pledge to ourselves that we are going to proactively do what we can to take that pledge seriously.
If these recommendations were put into law, there's no question that we'd have a better chance at saving lives. When basic human rights are violated, it concerns us all. And when we have the ability to protect them, we have a responsibility to do so.
Stop genocide for once and for all!
Never again.
My name is Gabriel Boldeng. I'm one of the lost boys of Sudan. I'm a victim of civil war that took place in southern Sudan in 1980s until 2005, when the peace was signed between the North and the South. And they call it a comprehensive peace agreement between the North and the South. But I don't understand how can it be comprehensive whereby there is war still going on in Darfur. And this is a clear indication that the war in southern Sudan is, the war in Sudan as a whole is not about southern Sudan, it's not about Darfur, it's not about eastern Sudan, it is of whole Sudan. the war itself is very complicated, and it needs a comprehensive and holistic approach. That it should not be viewed in terms of Darfur, it should not be seen in terms of Southern Sudan, it should be seen as a whole problem.
Save Sudan. Keep the peace. Act now.
The challenge here is the Obama administration going to live up to the document that they have written, and my appeal and request to everyone is to make sure that we hold the Obama administration is accountable. We hold our leaders accountable, especially our representatives, senators and congressmen and women, so they could really live up to this document, because that is how peace would come to Sudan.
Protect the comprehensive peace agreement.
My name is Garang Mayol. I'm one of the Sudanese lost boys who came to the U.S. in 2001. I went to Sudan in 2007 for the first time in 20 years, but I was actually overwhelmed with the war torn, the civil war in Sudan that has been going on for many years. I'd say I've seen a lot of poverty in Sudan and many wars in Darfur and Southern Sudan. I think it would be a good idea if the government, if the United States government get involved into genocide in Darfur and Southern Sudan as well. That would be a good idea if the U.S. government step into this problem in Sudan.
I hope this will be video. Make Sudan your #1 priority.
Really acknowledge the importance of the comprehensive peace agreement to the stability of the whole country, including Darfur. I think far too often Darfur has been looked at in an isolated spotlight, and any approach that removes the spotlight specifically on Darfur and replaces it with a floodlight, so that we're looking at Darfur in its larger context, which of course includes South Sudan and the whole region. I think that's the only way to come up with a comprehensive solution for peace and stability in Sudan.
Senators Dodd and Lieberman, Congressman Himes, please make peace in Sudan a priority. Please help end genocide.